kind of.
Yeah, informal.
Are you live right now?
It should be loading in a second. I actually should get a notification as soon as it goes on.
They ain't take Facebook to take us down too. Facebook gonna take us down too. There it is. We're good? Alright. Are you live?
Yep.
Lemon pies?
Lemon pies? Lemon pies!
Goddamn lemon pies.
All right, well, we'd like to welcome everybody to episode 11 of the Force Choke podcast.
With an asterisk.
Is it going to be going?
Yes, we're going.
The audio.
As we're going?
Because we're talking and you got the audio.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah.
You got
Right. There we go. Now we got. Okay, now everybody. We'd like to welcome you to episode 11 of the Force Choke podcast. Micah took off. He's unhappy. And we'll talk a little bit more about that.
Can't control my bowels!
We'd like to say that we're not on YouTube today for unforeseen reasons, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later.
You know, fucking unforeseen reasons.
But we would like to thank Andres for coming with us live today.
Yeah,
Andres, everybody, let's say hi to the camera. We're actually missing Izzy today. She's feeling under the weather, so Izzy, get better. She'll be back next show, so don't worry about her. Just missing out for today. So right off the top, Tim, you want to talk a little bit about
the Han Solo debacle?
Yes, let's talk about it.
Debacle or shit show?
Dumpster,
Yeah,
trap fire.
Yeah.
For those who haven't heard, I'm pretty sure anybody who's following Star Wars knows that Ron Howard is now the new director for the Han Solo movie. So they decided to, was it Kathleen Kennedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like the direction that Phil Lord and Christopher Miller were going. And Phil Lord and Christopher Miller are both directors that have done some good movies. Like Phil Lord's done the Lego movie, 21 and 22 Jump Street.
And those are good.
Yeah,
right?
they're funny. They're
yeah.
hilarious. Yeah, they're good movies.
They're not Star Wars movies. Though.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's also worked alongside with, I think he's worked alongside with Christopher Miller too on those movies. So then they were deciding they wanted them also to work on Solo, and they're like comedies. Like the movies that they worked on are a lot of comedies, and I just can't see Han Solo being
comedic.
Yeah, a comedic movie.
Yeah, that was some of the criticism we had walking into it too,
Yeah.
being unsure of all these variables, especially with something as high volume as we have on Solo, this iconic character to be. So,
And I'll tell you what, Mike and I were talking about it, I think last week, where, Rogue One did so well, maybe because we didn't really know any of these characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're introducing new characters, their style, the way they think, who they are, their names. But Han Solo is so iconic, if they don't do it right, this could be a total mess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Savage, man. It's like, yeah. I think they would probably, I don't know if they would leave Star Wars or like some just kind of like boycott. I'm not gonna watch Star Wars anymore because they ruined Han Solo.
Yeah.
I think it would go that far for some people.
I think you might be right, but I feel so...
I feel like the new generation might like it more than the older generation.
I think you're right, Andres. And speaking to that, Ron Howard, I'm not too sure how old he is. I would assume he's at least 60s.
he's up there, yeah.
Right, mid 60s. And he was actually in George Lucas's first movie, which was I don't know, it was like a drag race movie kind of movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wrote something. He did Grand Theft Auto. Is that the?
Did he?
They made the game after the.
Oh no,
Grand
but
Theft
this
Auto
was like
1970s.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
No,
It could be.
American Graffiti.
American
Graffiti is what
Is it
Ron Howard
race of,
came
like,
in.
Grand Theft
I
Auto?
don't actually know.
Oh
Do you need it or no?
no. Yeah.
Just I think it's.
No, but Ron Howard, he's
Let me do it on my phone too.
Star Wars hasn't won an Academy Award for their movies since
the
the original trilogies.
Yeah.
You go back and they haven't won an award for that. And Ron Howard's known for getting Academy Awards.
Bringing some quality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, wouldn't that be so interesting? You know, we have all these questions and all these speculations for the Han Solo movie itself. We don't know. We don't agree with the character or with the actor portraying the character or whatever. And then what we think could be a dumpster fire may end up turning very well into a great film. Maybe even a award-winning film.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Ron Howard literally threw away the trash.
Yes. he said, you know, due to my, you know, I guess they have to remain...
In the NDA?
Yeah.
The non-disclosure agreement?
Yeah, you know, this is all I can show you of the behind the scenes of the Han Solo movie. And literally, they showed him going with trash to trash can and throwing it away.
The director's work.
So to me, that kind of means they're going to let him reshoot this whole thing. I really think.
I'm good with that, too.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, too.
Yeah.
With the whole direction they had, like, I just...
And then
just let him go.
Then the issue that they have with that main actor, what's his name? Do we have his name?
I don't even try to remember.
Aldrich or something like that. Aldrich.
Yeah, I don't...
Alden Ehrenreich. Right? Is that how you say his name? Ehrenreich? I mean, it looks German.
Which
What if it's Austrian though, Tim? I mean, come on. Let me see it.
Be politically correct.
So Alden, I know. Yeah, it's like they're saying like he sucks at his acting, so they had to hire an acting coach.
And they wanted to make sure that it's known that it's not a first for Lucasfilm to bring in acting coaches, but not in the middle of production, not like 3/4 of the way into production.
Yeah,
For real,
they've already
man.
filmed some stuff and then they bring him
Yeah.
in. That just sounds really bad.
It does. It really does.
Where's the name?
So they are going to restart.
I don't think they decided on that yet.
What was the question?
If they were going to restart.
Oh no,
I don't
they
think
haven't
they-
mentioned that. I don't think they would. I don't think they would actually ever
I
come
do
out and
think
say
that they'll
that.
shoot different scenes.
They probably wouldn't.
I'm about starting over.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean-
they'll probably like use scenes from the ones that are already shot.
Well, kind of
right?
like we were talking about Rogue One in itself.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everyone was freaking out because it came where, I mean, obviously you're going to have reshoots, but maybe a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
And they came back saying they had like 4 weeks of reshoots for Rogue One. And again, a lot of it, like they changed the whole ending, they gutted it. And that's like where we got the Darth Vader scene because that wasn't initially in the movie in itself. So, I mean, I'm good with them if they do that. They may never publicly announce it, but you know, whatever it takes to make sure that this film is, you know, at least close to our expectations or desires, so it isn't trash.
So it's not garbage.
So yeah, so it doesn't trash,
Yeah.
you know, the Han Solo we know him from episode 4 through 6, and well, his brief stint in episode 7.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do, you know, who shot first scene. So we get to have fun with that too.
I don't know if they would see. That'd be cool if they kind of mentioned it, but I feel like they're not going to even really come close to. I mean, they may get right before episode 4, like maybe they end it how he gets in the cantina or something. Kind of like how Rogue One did that real, you know, pass through the torch kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
I mean, obviously it was right before Rogue One into episode 4, but I don't feel like they're going to do anything that kind of rewrites Harrison
because
Ford
Lando-
Solo at all.
I mean, if Lando is what's his name, Donald
Glover.
and then if they do go right into that scene, I just they would have to recast because Donald Glover looks too young. My opinion, just my opinion. I
They
think
they probably make him look older, a lot older.
I think they
because by
make
the time you get to that, you're what 4 years away from seeing Lando again, 3 years away.
yeah, it's like 4 or 5 years removed almost.
Is it? Because from...
I think so.
You get A New Hope and
Because
then
they had to move
Flashbacks
everything into
happens
Hoth, and they were in Hoth for a while.
3 years later.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's sometime removed from the ending of 4 to 5, but I don't think they're gonna. As long as you go in the understanding like, all right, we just hope this is good, you know, almost like our expectations are already freaking lowered, but knowing that Donald Glover is his own actor and his own self, and I think he's gonna do great as Lando, but knowing that he's not the Lando, hopefully they can somehow bring out that suave character. What do we have here? You know,
I think he'll be able to pull it off.
I think he'll do well.
I think he will.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a comedian too. You know what I mean?
He's
He's a lot.
He's done
He's
all
a
kinds of
He's done a
stuff.
lot,
Yeah.
Singing, comedian, acting,
Good background.
writing,
And he won awards for acting too.
Yeah.
Has he?
Yeah,
Oh, I
because
didn't
of
know that.
that one show on I think FX or something.
Yeah, was it
ATL
Atlanta or something?
Yeah,
something like
Atlanta.
that. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice, man. I didn't know that. Wow, that's really good.
Yeah, he's one
Well,
of
I
the big
mean,
ones.
you know, maybe who knows how much of he's going to be in the movie. Hopefully, quite a bit. You know what I mean?
That would be
his pivotal role.
It would be fun. I mean, because they're going to have to show how, and I say have to because I really think they're going to, how Han gets the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to have to show. I don't know what y'all's expectations or wants to see out of it, but they got to show how he gets the Falcon from Lando. They're going to have to show the whole life debt thing, how Chewie becomes his number one guy.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
And I think, and I don't know if y'all want me to read it. I came across a letter that Ron Howard wrote defending Jake Lloyd, the actor that played Anakin Skywalker in Episode 1, defending him against the media because they're kind of just trashing Jake Lloyd after his acting from the movie in itself, and he was defending him, and it's just like, kind of goes to show like he's invested into this community. Now he's the director, kind of much how J.J. Abrams was like a fanboy, and we're hoping that he would do something
pretty
right.
recent that he defended him, or
No, this was back when the movie came out.
Came out.
Yeah, this is like in '99 or something,
And I
or
think
2000.
you know, a lot of people have actually defended Jake Lloyd and Hayden Christensen
Yeah,
in saying they're doing what the director asked them to do.
Well, yeah, you always gotta see it that way,
Right.
but some people don't see it that way.
Yeah, no, because
and that's why you have these big directors, award-winning directors, coming out and defending him. Like, look this isn't. You can think less of him for this movie, but think he's great in this movie. That's not the way it works. If they're an actor, if they do their job, they have to go by the director.
He's trolling.
yeah,
Nice to see you too, Lump, son of a bitch.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
but I mean, it's. Oh, you know what I was going to
Keep
say?
going. I'm just gonna see.
Yeah, go ahead. Back to the life debt that you brought up. Is that Legends now?
You suck.
Right?
But what is?
Chewie being a life debt to Han Solo?
Why do you say that?
Because that history is gone now. It's Legends.
Oh, because
It hasn't
it
been
starts
yet.
there. It starts at.
Well, because it hasn't come in any movie. It hasn't come into the Marvel comics for Star Wars. It hasn't been written in any of the new books.
Oh, yeah.
Since it hasn't yet been clearly defined as canon, because it hasn't come up in any of the stories. It's technically Legends until it's confirmed.
So now he's just a partner that works with him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say that
With
they.
no story, no background, of why he's there.
Yeah, but we could easily say that too. Like, well, no, because they said in episode 5 that he got. Well, because you never actually hear it. Huh?
Yeah, it is a little bit. I forgot to turn it down.
No, it's fine. Because the mic's all the way over here too.
But what were you saying about that?
Well, I mean, because in episode 5, he did say how, I think it's in episode 5, how Lando lost the Falcon to Han. So that's technically canon because it's in the movie, but you never really hear in the actual movies in itself that about the life debt with Chewie and Han. I guess that's certainly in a book somewhere. Lou, right?
Yeah, there was like in the comic books and some of the books prior to Disney taking ownership of Lucasfilm and
It's
Star
funny that you
Wars.
say that. I'm trying to like segue here. About to segue. A lot of people were talking trash about the actor when it was actually the director's, position to. This is how they wanted them,
Yeah.
and people are hating on the character. A lot of people felt that way about the Clone Wars, and when it first started, the animated show.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody was hating on the first 2 seasons.
Yep.
And you see now that people are defending it. And
Yeah.
people are saying how great it is.
Yeah,
I
a lot
mean,
of people love the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And they're really pissed that they stopped
after all of these seasons, and they wanted it to go, and they wanted to go on too. On top of that, and it started so bad, and that's what we're getting. So we get that with the actors, we get that with the beginning of the show, and then we get that when I'm now seeing that with they just started the Forces of Destiny, and that is getting so much hate right now from what I'm seeing.
Well, I'll take my
even kind of for me.
I asked you yesterday what you thought, and you're like, let's save it for the podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm truly because I'm truly interested. Have you seen it yet? No.
So I've only seen the first episode.
I've seen the 3 that are out now.
I saw that there was a third one this morning. I didn't watch the third one.
So I'm interested, Tim.
Yeah.
What do you have to say?
So the first episode of Forces of Destiny has Rey going through. It's the scene where she finds BB-8.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it the one, the animated one that you had sent me, Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I did watch that.
Yeah, and it's like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
long. Okay.
Yeah. So then she takes. So I'm guessing this scene happens when they walk away, and they leave the trail of sand because they're walking away, and then and you see there's like a dune or this sand hill, and then you see like these 2 eyes pop up, or a head pops up and turns. And when I'm watching The Force Awakens, I'm thinking, is that some kind of like spy, or do they know anything about this unit already, or Rey?
Yeah.
Someone's following Rey. But this is answered. That question for me was answered in Forces of Destiny, which is it turned out to be some kind of like sandworm with like this small head that with the eyes that in a T. And I don't know if this show is canon, but
I think it is. I think everything now that comes out is canon. Anything.
Okay, then.
I think the same thing.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that because at the end of that episode, she says that they're friends now.
Mm-hmm.
We're friends, like
We're the same, like we're both. She says something like that.
I mean, they defended each other, or they helped each other out in stopping that beast.
Mm-hmm.
And then like for some reason, like the beast understood what she was saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I
said,
know you're hungry.
She's like, I know you're hungry, so here you go. And she's like, the monster boss is like, what? How did you know? Like, I was hungry.
And then she feeds him.
She feeds him, and he's like, thanks, and then he leaves.
Yeah.
So this actually that was an intelligent being.
Yeah. You worried, Micah?
Are you on Wi-Fi soon?
Yeah.
Can you cut it?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of buffering.
Let's take it out.
Try to save
So-
save as much bandwidth as possible.
Yeah.
I think it was bad. I thought it was interesting to see, like, okay, my question was answered.
Mhm.
You know, what the heck was that? Because every time I see the movie, I'm like, what the heck is that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I know. So yeah, but I thought it was good. I didn't think it was that bad.
A lot of people don't like those animated short little
Yeah.
episodes. Like I was reading the comments, and a lot of people were like just bashing on it and talking about the Clone
Well, they're
Wars.
just shorts. They're not gonna have like this
Yeah.
complete story.
Yeah.
They hate like the animations and everything. I'm just like, dang man.
Yeah. Well, the
But I
animation-
feel like later
well,
on
that's
it-
what happened to Clone Wars. Like,
And
I'm
I feel like
saying,
later
Clone
on,
Wars,
people are gonna
everybody was
like
saying
it.
like that was shit anime.
Yeah.
And now, everyone
Yeah.
loves that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's gonna become one of those things.
And y'all may be right. My thoughts on it. I didn't really care for the style.
Yeah, just info.
Yeah, it's
She has like these big eyes. It's almost like they're going to that anime direction.
Yeah.
Because like any good protagonist character in anime is gonna have those large eyes
Yeah.
to show.
And you know what it felt like to me? I don't want this to sound. Of course, you always need to bring in new viewers or new, whatever.
Yeah.
To me, it felt like reading. It was animated, but it felt like reading
Fan fiction?
No, a child's book.
Yeah.
Like maybe like
I think that's what it's for,
an
to-
8-page.
And I feel like that's the
It's to
direction
get the little
that-
kids to start
that-
watching it.
Yeah, that's the audience that they're after.
Mhm.
Yeah.
just the trailer alone of Forces of Destiny.
Yeah.
I mean, girl power, like girl after girl after girl, like they're all.
Well, I mean, it's kind
Yeah,
of
and
what,
a
you
lot
know
of
what
people
you
were
mean.
bashing on that too. All the feminists, like all that, like girl stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of even what you mentioned too, like almost like it's some kind of like a fable or some kind of storytime thing. Saying like you go through this adversity or whatever, but she still was trying to look out for the creature at the end. So. I mean, I guess we can just see through the continuous videos that they bring out, but I don't know. This might be what we have to expect from it, which is kind of for me.
I think I
don't want to say it's upsetting, but I thought it was something going to be something a lot more, than just these little 3-minute videos.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be at least like a half hour.
Well, it seems like they're filling in gaps, like what we didn't. Well, just off the first two episodes, what we don't get to see in Force Awakens, they're showing in this cartoon, whatever you want to call it, the short, animated short. Because the second one has where she's loading up BB-8 in the pod, and then they take off. She's racing back to town, and these raiders are after her. Does he stop them?
Tito. He's the one that tried to capture BB-8.
That's just Tito
in the movie.
Oh, it's the same.
Yeah, he just wants you for parts. That guy. That's on he's like on a rhinoceros looking thing or something. So him and his guys are after BB-8 still. And then, the only thing that I really got out of that one is that. Kind of grasped my attention was when that monster, or was it the first one? No, I think it was the first one, where that monster was gonna chomp down on BB-8, and for Rey to save him, she stuck her pulp into his mouth, right? And then he couldn't
bite down.
He couldn't bite down, which reminded me of Luke Skywalker.
Did you
with
say
that
pole
ring.
or staff?
I said pulp.
Okay, I just wanted to clear that.
I did that on purpose.
I just went right by me.
So that's the same thing that Luke did with the Rancor. He got that big bone and shoved it in his mouth.
Oh, I
Sorry,
forgot
how was
about
that?
Shoved it in his
The
mouth.
big bone
Shoved it in his mouth. So yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that I really like about it.
It's streaming. It's just kind of
like, is it laggy?
I'm texting someone. They're saying that the audio's there, but it's kind of delayed from the video a little bit.
Oh, that sucks.
Again, fucking YouTube. I think it's the time to talk about YouTube.
I say that because I might upload this later to YouTube if you don't do it. I'm figuring out a way to upload it to the channel.
You want to talk to him about that?
It's okay, I can edit it.
Well, you can editing my ass. I hear all of this. You want to start because it kind of
No, you do it.
precipitated off of yours.
I'm tagging people to watch it.
Okay, so we got the information this morning. Okay, we've had this event set up for a while, about us going live at noon today. And the way we usually have our stuff set up is we have it as private prior to going live, and then we open it up. So this morning, we get a text from Lewis that for whatever reason, that YouTube flagged our video, gave us a quote-unquote video strike, and suspended our account. The only thing I can come up with is that in the title it said Han Solo movie, but it also said episode 11 Han Solo movie. So I don't know.
So we're putting our own movie out, basically. Is that what we're doing?
I'm assuming that might be under one of their criteria, their guidelines and
so we're putting
stuff.
the title of it.
Maybe, I don't know, because you've seen all these punks go into comments. Hey, you want to watch this movie? It just came out. Check out my website. Blah blah blah.
Like to get views and stuff.
Yeah, and then if they were actually, I don't know if it was a keywords within Secession like Han Solo movie, then they said forget it. But again, it wasn't the complete title, and for whatever reason, our account's flagged. You can appeal it if I could get into the account, and there's just a whole bunch of crap. So I'm kind of ticked off at YouTube right now. I don't know if y'all have anything else to mention against it, but it's kind of bullshit, and I think we should make a YouTube hate video because we're allowed to do it. It's not as long as I say fire,
I mean, it says,
bomb, and
like I'm reading the YouTube message that was sent, and they formally like, "Hi, the Fourth Stroke Podcast."
well, of course you're gonna
And
say that.
as you know, our community
Hey, assholes, we cut you off.
our community guidelines describe which content we allow and don't allow on YouTube. Your video, episode 11, Han Solo movie, was flagged.
Mind you, there's no video there.
No video. That yeah.
It's just the title, right?
There was no video. It's a damn title.
And it wasn't even a title yet. I was still typing.
You were mid typing.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah. Damn, man.
He could have been
That,
I was
how
like,
did they do that? They're on high alert for this Han
Well, now
Solo
we know
stuff.
that Lewis is being watched by the government.
yeah, really.
Now we all are. Sorry, buddy.
So, I mean, fast forward to video content restrictions, and it goes over like, 3 or 4. We skip like 4 sentences, and then one that I think it is part of it, and it says, in addition, misleading descriptions, tags, titles, or it might be the title here because
Yeah.
it's misleading. We're just calling it. I mean, we're calling it Han Solo.
Misleading if you try, if you freaking put in parentheses or something.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Han Solo movie. It was episode 11 Han Solo movie.
Design. Okay.
And-
okay.
oh, cut off.
wait. Let me finish. It says. So misleading descriptions, tags, titles, or thumbnails designed to increase views are not allowed. So I think that's where
No.
if someone's typing in, okay, Han Solo, it's gonna pop up probably as
I
one
get
of the first ones.
No,
That's fucking
I get
stupid.
that. I get it.
If.
But it wasn't posted
Yeah,
yet.
there was no video, so I don't.
How
think
can they
should have
stop
done
you mid? You know. I mean, I could have looked at it and been like,
Did you
You know
put-
what? You know what? I don't like the way that sounds. Let me
Backspace.
backspace
Yeah, so-
and type this out different. They didn't even give me the opportunity to change it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Well, good thing you didn't. The title of Han Solo actor dies or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Get the cops out! Let's go! Fucking stupid though,
I mean,
man.
but that happens all the time with other YouTubers.
Yeah, but they actually made it to the point. It wasn't a video strike where they just said, "No, this is not the good video." We can't even log in to the account. Tim. You can't even log into the account
Blank
where you would
screen.
actually go to
Right now,
appeal it.
right now you can't log
Right
in.
now, I mean,
can't.
I haven't tried it since sitting down,
So
but
maybe if you did it from a different IP address. Also,
he did it from his. I did it from mine as soon as he texted
okay.
me.
Yeah.
We were trying to fix it before we came over.
Like you can go and look at our videos that we've posted before.
Yeah.
You can go in and watch them as a visitor.
Okay.
But us to log in to upload videos, it's
It was
blank.
as soon as I pressed return, email address, password, ding, complete, just a white screen.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's
See what the
pretty.
Han Solo movie did? Fuck those directors.
Damn you, Christopher Miller, Phil Lord.
Freaking stupid, man.
But it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, YouTube will be off of it for a while, but we can always get people here on Facebook. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
that's okay. You know what I mean? I mean,
I mean, what does the data bank say about
And
this
advertise-
bullshit?
oh my god!
Facebook gonna shut us down now.
Oh my
I haven't said
god!
anything bad about Facebook yet.
Not yet. I mean, I know this is off topic, but I heard Facebook is going to start doing TV shows and movies now too, like Netflix.
Hold on, I gotta go to the restroom.
Don't they already do that?
I don't think so.
No, YouTube don't.
They started the promoting, like where anybody can promote their stuff now, like even personal pages. So like if I post, just a random.
Promote your own personal.
Yeah,
page?
you can,
That's just so-
I can post. I can update anything. Like I'm
Isn't
saying,
that
like
what we
when
call
I'm
a
doing,
social
like,
life?
Hey, I'm eating a bag of chips, and then I can promote that.
As long as you do
Other people are gonna see it. And they want to see that.
as long as you do a cool
Yeah.
rap about it, then I'd be okay with that.
It's
Hey,
gonna
yo,
be
hey,
on your
yo, I
feed.
got some ruffles
And
in
I think
here.
that's gonna it's gonna water down Facebook, and people are probably just not gonna be
Get
using
turned off
that
by it.
anymore. Yeah.
Well, that's what you said. A lot of people have been switching over to what's it called? Instagram and
Yeah,
other
using that
platforms and stuff.
So many
like that.
platforms.
Twitter.
Like when as soon as you posted the thing with YouTube today, like this morning, I was just thinking, what other platforms like can we put videos on when they don't have that bullcrap?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like as soon as they get their followership, you know.
They also have Instagram
then they
Live
can do
and
that.
stuff like that too. People do that.
Well, see, we did Instagram Live for our first live for May the 4th, but then it didn't keep it. I guess it didn't keep the video in itself
Oh, no, it doesn't
until you cut off.
Yeah, it just records it for that time being.
Yeah, but then I thought
Nate said, "Y'all ain't on YouTube." Charlene said, "Oh snap." Nate said, "I reported you guys. Sorry."
I'm not even getting in the comments.
And Izzy wants you to rap.
Mike, you're gonna have to rap, man.
Give me a moment.
Izzy, get better. Thanks
Yeah,
for
get
watching.
back, please.
Take some
we-
Robitussin.
Yeah, we miss you. Whatever it is,
Can
get
you
the
put that here?
testing.
I'm not getting. Now look at that. We're about to block Nate. Do it! Block him. Get him out of here.
Izzy says she misses us. We miss you too, Izzy.
Miss you too.
Yeah. We'll get you back on the next episode.
I have a double dosage of Sith today.
Yeah.
Welcome.
And
Come
maybe
to the dark side. We have cookies. You got cookies, right? I'm gonna take them and give them to.
Andres wants some cookies. So Andres, what do you think about the whole Han Solo thing? And are you nervous?
I want to say that I'm not so nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everybody is kind of like freaking out about it, but I feel like it's Star Wars. I feel like it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'm still nervous, man.
It might not be the best, but I mean, I feel like it's still gonna be good. I'm more excited to see like the Chewie relationship with him.
With Han Solo.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
because I've always wondered where that like started.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, I am also Chewbacca is one of my favorite characters as well. You know, growing up, and
He doesn't like a big teddy bear, right?
you leave him alone.
Hey, I'm not
He's a
talking
great man. I was gonna
I'm
say
not
he's a
talking
great
shit.
man, but he's not. He's a great Wookiee. You call him Dr. Jones.
Because
Cut the dogs.
Because I know they show where Yoda says bye to him, and like he goes to that planet, and then
Yeah.
after that, like
Oh,
it
yeah.
just goes Han Solo. So we don't know what's in between. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what's in between. but-
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, knowing like what we knew from the Legends, that's gone supposedly. You know what I mean? We don't know.
Well, it's until it's reaffirmed by
Yeah.
video.
I'll be back.
And then,
Wishful thinking.
and then we know from the movies, but then also there was Legends after Return of the Jedi and after, The Force Awakens, where Chewie actually dies, and the author of that book where Chewie dies, literally the planet falls on top of him. Like he's on a planet, and he saves Han Solo and Princess Leia's children. They get off on a spaceship, and like this planet that's falling down, like literally crashes onto him, right? And he dies. And then
So this is a book.
yeah, and that author actually got death threats. I forgot.
Whoa.
Yeah, I forgot what. Yeah, because
Yeah, don't mess with Chewbacca.
yeah,
Well, no, it's funny you mention that because thinking about it now, like episode 7, like you got to imagine, like, okay, this is gonna be rough for y'all, but we're gonna talk about the Han Solo death, or I am for a second. But after Kylo Ren, stabs essentially Han Solo and he falls,
Yeah.
like Chewie has a big cry,
Yeah.
he cries outward because you gotta imagine too, like you gotta think like okay, because his his best friend just died, but also because that was like kind of his kid, not exactly his kid,
Yeah.
but he saw Ben Solo growing up. And realizing that he had to shoot him, like he was like shooting someone really close to him too. So like,
yeah.
just
his nephew, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. That was it. Was so much more than him just seeing Han Solo die, but realizing like now not only is he an enemy, but I have to attack him. I have to stop him. I have to do whatever. So
Turn into John Wick.
did he just essentially? Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, did he try to shoot him full on, or he just wanted to wound him? He just wanted to wing him or something because he did get just shot in the side. And you see how
Maybe
Chewie's
maybe he was going for the face, and he just like the force he knew was coming, and he just pushed it down.
Chewie's accurate. I mean, he's a real good shot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he just wanted to like to wound him to stop him. Because even after that, he would have known Han Solo. I mean, I don't know if he thought about it. I don't know if we're just pressing the overthink button, or I am. But I mean, thinking about it,
Chewie would shoot to kill, man.
But Chewie, if he thought about it, he would have, he would have known that Han Solo wouldn't have want him killed.
Yeah, he wouldn't want him to die.
But obviously, needed to stop him.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
And I don't think it's something we really kind of addressed or even thought of.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. Thanks,
You should be a
guys.
director, man.
Do a better job than those two
Yeah,
astards.
Very nice. I mean, it's so tough because, well, like Yoda says, emotion is always the future, right? Mm-hmm. And who knows what Chewbacca was thinking in that moment? You know what I mean?
It was all probably reflex, but I got to think for a second. He's just like, I can't kill him, like pop, let me hit him in the side.
Well, yeah. I mean, do you have nephews? Yeah. They killed your brother?
Well, I mean, if I
Goddamn,
all
bro.
I'm saying-
I mean,
I'm
that's
supposed to be brother dark side over
that's
here,
what
buddy.
we're talking about, right?
Well, yeah,
that's what we're talking
yeah,
about.
Exactly.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
That's so messed up.
It is messed up, but that's Star Wars, right? What do you think, Tim?
I've taught you well, young one.
You still have to give him mercy? You give him mercy?
Show no mercy, man.
No?
Go for
Bullshit. I mean, we're not expecting you to go out there and say, "Oh, good job, nice shot," but
it. Put his arm behind his back, you know?
To say uncle, really? Oh, God. Tim. Oh, my God. That was a good one, Tim.
ridiculous.
Oh, my God. You're crazy, man.
Well, that's another thing. I don't know if we covered it. I know I was kind of bouncing around with the video, but one of the directions that we knew those directors were taking with Han Solo. Mm-hmm. Did y'all discuss that? No.
Not now.
I don't know if you're familiar with it, Andres. That it was kind of leaked. I mean, obviously we're not going to have it confirmed, but that the two directors, being known for like comedic-ish movies that bring a real side to comedy, that was wanting to take Han Solo in a direction that is close to Ace Ventura. Like Jim Carrey's Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. And I saw that, I was
Your
like,
face
get
is
those assholes out of here.
Yeah, we got a close up of that.
Yeah, exactly. We need another camera for the guest. You look disgusted. You're like, oh, Lord.
Like, I remember when I saw that, I'm like, I'm glad those fools got fired,
No, I love Ace Ventura, man. Those movies are great.
Those movies are great, but that's something way freaking different,
Yeah.
And and actually, I was talking to our buddy, Bobby,
It's just two different.
and
characters.
he brought up a point because I was talking about that and talking about the retrospect, the whole acting coach decision. Maybe this actor was having a problem because he was trying to be Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
I mean, now we have heard in other scenes, like since then, that his acting was falling short. And even in the last, I don't remember what it was, but the last performance that he did, that his acting was subpar at best, if you will. But it is an aspect to look at, that his acting was failing, and maybe that was with respect to him trying to pull Ace Ventura, but still trying to be true to Han Solo and who he is. So, I mean, I think kind of touching back on you, like, I have the highest of hopes. I'm sure they'll do well. I don't think they're going to let it go and just, oh, it's a piece of shit, but they're going to pay for it because it's Star Wars on it, I don't think it's going to be like that,
Yeah,
especially with
so.
Kathleen Kennedy, her direction she's trying to take with Lucasfilm, and then, and even with Ron Howard on board, and now it's his stamp on it, like an Academy Award-winning director. I don't think they're going to let it go to that point, but highest of hopes for that movie.
I mean, as an actor, I would get confused if I was trying to play Ace Ventura and Han Solo.
Yeah.
They're just totally different to me.
Yeah, of course, because it's like, I mean, for an actor, I mean, well, even in any work situation, I mean, because they're working, in any work situation, you get another manager or even like where we work, right? If I'm working in the morning and somebody else is working in the afternoon or at night, and you're there for both shifts, sometimes you have to switch gears. Like, well, this manager likes it this way.
Yeah.
That manager likes it that way.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you have to have that shift change in the way you think, the way that you act, or what you do and you don't do. You know what I mean? I could only imagine how that is for actors. You know what I mean? I mean, on a big budget like that, you know what I mean? Because you're talking, hundreds of millions of dollars, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are at stake, Maybe, these movies have potentials to make billions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I even think like it's not really going to come down to the money. It's the whole labeling thing. Because if they screw up Han Solo, what does this say for all the other side projects, all the other anthology movies? What does that say for if they do choose to go down the Obi-Wan route? If they do have a solo as an independent Darth Vader movie, what's that to say for all those anthology films? Independent of the chain of films that we see through the trilogies of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
They. It's not even just the money at that point. It's really
It's not about the
releasing
money. It's
that.
about the merchandise.
Merchandise.
No, but you're right, Micah. You're absolutely right. I mean, Star Wars has been around so long now that I don't think it's about the money, right? It's about, what is it about?
Yeah, because I feel like the money's already there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars. What? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But it's a freaking turd.
But it says Star Wars on it.
But no. This is Chewie's turd.
Yeah.
From episode 5. In the bushes.
And it's signed.
Anyway.
Oh my goodness. Well, we've talked a lot about the Han Solo movie and some of these other things.
Things that need to be addressed. Though,
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
because it's like throw it up in there and see how it lands at this point almost.
Yeah,
It's a year from now, right? It's coming out May, I think.
they haven't pushed anything back yet, right?
We
I haven't.
here.
I haven't heard of anything pushed back yet. Everything is supposed to be made.
That's use the what you had here.
Yeah, go for
A
it.
spokesman for Disney declined comment about this whole thing, other than to say that the Han Solo standalone remains slated for a May 25th, 2018 release date.
Next year. Yeah. So we'll see, man. I don't know.
As it gets
Yeah.
closer, you know more.
Yeah, they may have to push it back.
Really?
Another December opening.
Yeah, winter.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking they.
It still turns out to be Ace Ventura type. Movie.
I'm gonna be pissed if that happens, man.
The whole time you're gonna be like thinking.
I've only walked out of one movie, I think, in my entire life.
I walked out at a couple.
But that, like a Star Wars movie,
Yeah.
I know you have such high expectations, but if it's something like that, and be like,
Yo,
fuck
what the
this,
hell is
dude,
this?
I'm gone.
I'd be okay if it was like Robot Chicken. You know what I mean? That would be hilarious. You know what I mean? If they did Han Solo like Ace Ventura,
Yeah.
but not in a movie. You know what I mean?
Because even in
That's-
thinking back to 4 through 6, like he was always this, kind of rogue, cat that always did whatever. But I've never really thought of him as, oh, he's a comedian. Oh, he's the funny guy. Like he says shit that's funny, but I mean, he's kind of like a jackass in the sense.
Yeah.
Never like, okay, I need inspiration. Hey, Han, tell me a joke. I need to feel good about myself.
Yeah.
So that's
And-
why I just don't think that would fly at
And
all.
Ashley, thank you for joining us. She's saying the merchandise has value besides the monetary aspect. So, and
Monetary.
monetary,
Money, sorry.
monetary, right? And that's so true. This is something bigger than money. It's something bigger than, it's almost turning into something legendary. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
A whole universe all its own.
Like the Jackass Patriots? I mean, what?
Where did that come from? What are you talking about?
24 and 3.
I was gonna say 28-3.
Sorry, I went to that. Tim and I had a thing at work yesterday. We saw some guy with an Atlanta shirt.
Oh,
I just went to come up to him and say, 24 and 3.
I remember.
Was it 28-3?
Remember, Tim, you were sitting on the couch over there, and Micah was sitting
Dude,
over
I
here,
recall.
and You're
Third
like,
quarter,
yeah.
like 8 minutes left.
You were like, it's over. Atlanta's got this in the bag. I was like, I don't know if the Patriots score again.
No, I was with you on that.
Were
Like,
you?
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
with
that's right.
Yeah, I was
That's
like, no,
right.
they still have a chance. I see many comebacks.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter, like
That's
4
right.
touchdown comebacks. I was like, they still can come back. And then we both saw whenever the guys were slacking off. Like,
Yeah.
here it goes.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't want to slack off, right?
No,
So, I
not
think,
like these directors.
yeah, not like this director. So, the next thing we want to do is spend some time on our guest, Andres. Once again, thank you for joining
No
us.
problem.
We always have some questions set up for our guest. Mike is going to kick it off, and then we're going to fire at you,
right, cool.
with some questions here.
So as you know, Andres, guests have been a big part of our show. You know, trying to get feedback from watching through live, through YouTube, through comments even after the fact. I think since episode 3, we've tried to always have someone on, a friend that enjoys Star Wars to talk with us. So we'd like to get to know each of our guests a little bit better in relation to their Star Wars fandom. So the council has a few questions for you. Can we read that one?
I can start with the first question.
Tim's got those ones.
So first thing we want to know is like, how'd you get introduced into the whole Star Wars world?
When I was younger, my dad had the VHS of episode 2, and we watched that. But like at that time, I just watched it just to watch it. Like it was a movie. My dad was like, let's just watch it together. We watched it, but until I got like really into Star Wars now was when The Force Awakens comes out. I actually binge watched it. Me and Taylor watched it all day. And that's when I was like, wow, like there's a lot of stuff that ties in. Like it kind of reminded me of Harry Potter because I was a big fan of Harry Potter. So it started getting me interested, and I started researching and all that stuff. And yeah,
Very nice. I don't want to detract from you, so I'm just going to make this real quick. There's so many things that from Star Wars that I've used in my own life. Patience. You know what I mean? Not having fear and aggression. That I've
Force
used.
choking.
Sometimes you have to. Yeah. How, Tim?
I thought you were gonna get that.
But there's a lot of great.
Good job not sidetracked. Huh?
No, there's a lot of great things to be learned from Star Wars. You know what I mean?
yeah.
American Tuesday.
Okay. Let's see. What is the Star Wars standalone film you'd want to see made the most? Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, Yoda, Vader, or Palpatine? Standalone movie.
Yoda Vader. Or like you're saying Yoda? Yeah, standalone Yoda.
Of those
Yoda definitely.
characters.
Yeah.
Yoda's my favorite Jedi.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's my favorite.
Did you like to see him with the full head of hair?
Yeah, I was telling Tim about that.
Oh, where
I don't know if you've seen that fan
Yeah,
art,
you showed me
but there was like
some art.
Yoda with like dreadlocks. Like,
Oh, nice.
it looked really
Yeah,
sick.
he had dreads all the way down.
It looked like
It's
a teenage
snowing,
Yoda.
It's like the wind is like blowing.
Oh,
I
gotta look
Shining
that
with
up.
the lightsaber. It looked cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
it looks really
nice.
cool. Yeah, I would love to see a Yoda.
Could you
film.
imagine how fast he would be then?
Yeah,
Right?
he's so
Oh
quick
my
now.
God.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Due to some art that I saw, I'm still convinced he's one of the creatures from the Gremlins movie. After Gizmo gets water on him and they all multiply, then
yeah.
he's fed after dark, and then
That
he turns into this
made,
green monster that wears like female
The
clothing.
Mogwai.
That's a Mogwai.
Young I was once. Young I was once. There you go.
Oh, my God. He
definitely
does
good.
kind of look like a Mogwai, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of that.
I feel like Yoda's so great and he doesn't get recognized as much as he should for.
Yeah, I know Micah doesn't recognize him very much.
Yeah, but I think it would
Because this asshole just let so much shit happen. Okay, sorry.
it would be very hard. It would be very hard to watch a Yoda standalone film for me because like I would have to sit through a whole movie of talking sentences in backwards.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
what you were telling me that
It's
day.
so hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's like the whole movie's like
It would be hard to even make it. Like,
But what if he didn't talk like that until
I was
his
gonna get to
master? But maybe his master spoke that way.
yeah.
What if he spoke
Maybe you could
regular?
get something like an origins, like this is how he got that way.
There's one singular scene where it's like he gets rewired. this is the way
And then talking like that just makes
or
you
something.
seem more
Yeah.
wiser.
Right?
It's
Or
like
maybe
that type of dialect.
maybe he got force lightning, and then he started talking all nuts.
And that's how we learn the
I'll
power
count
of
that out,
absorbing
Michael.
that energy. Yeah.
Maybe
Disney's
yeah.
they're watching this right now. They're getting
They're getting great
Ideas.
ideas. They are. Do it. We want to see it. Do it.
Maybe he spoke a different language, or maybe he didn't even speak at all. Like,
Yeah,
so much
right.
stuff.
Like a monk, right?
Yeah.
The Tibetan monk, they don't speak, or
I'm sorry.
uh-huh. Or maybe he's so powerful he's using telepathy or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe making people do things with the force. Quite possible. I don't know.
oh, I got the next one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, because you're doing.
Yeah. Okay. In all 8 Star Wars movies, there's great dialogues. And what is your favorite Star Wars dialogue or Star Wars line?
I'm probably gonna say "I'm your father" for Darth Vader,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's so iconic. Like,
Yeah.
it's the best.
I'm gonna have to say the ... with Luke. He did it twice.
So this emphasis.
Force Awakens at the end,
Uh-huh.
and then what was the other one? Oh, the Twin Sons.
Yes.
I just have
You do it perfect, Tim. Like,
There's so many. Dialogues.
yeah,
There's so many dialogues. Like, it's just hard to think of
Yeah.
which one is your favorite.
Yeah.
I know an underrated one that I like for Obi-Wan. It's like, "You are my brother, Anakin."
Oh,
Like
yeah,
that
that one
line in
too.
itself, like almost encapsulates the entire moment, the entire series.
Yeah.
So, showing what he was supposed to be, where he was at, what happened, like.
He's
But I mean,
kinda-
I do agree that was one of the most iconic lines ever. You can probably ask 90-95% of the population of the entire
They're gonna say-
world. They may not have seen it, but they're like, "Oh, it's that Star Wars movie, right?"
Yeah.
So I mean,
And that's so true because, I mean, you know, the reaction from Luke just says it all. You know? Yeah.
no.
And if only like Samuel L. Jackson got to say what he wanted to say. Like I had to sit in and be like, motherfucker.
And then they play the Shooting Stars.
We should do one of those where it stops right before Anakin goes to take his arm in episode 3. It's like, this motherfucker.
So cool.
They say it again, motherfucker. We should totally just redo like all these scenes with Anakin.
Flying out.
We redo all these scenes with Mace Windu
Oh
and
my
pause
gosh.
and insert like motherfucker from some other movie. Dude. Come on, you know that'd be a big
on
seller.
Tim's got some homework. Oh my god.
Let's see. Follow up question. Can you get into character and give us that line? Oh, missed that opportunity and really make us feel it.
Just hold on.
Right, he's right there. Right there. Just draw that power from him.
You are my brother, Anakin.
That one's easy. I can do that. I am your father.
There you go. Very nice.
No, it's not true.
That's impossible. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. No. No. Join me. It's the only... Okay, sorry.
Take a
I love when he
breath.
says that.
Okay, Bram, I'm back.
All right, Andres. My question for you is: Boba Fett stops at a convenience store to fuel up. What snacks does he stop in for?
Yeah, a monster.
A monster.
A monster and a Snickers. I don't
A
know.
monster and a Snickers. There you go. Cool. He's gonna get that sugar rush.
You know that could be a perfect joke for the new Han Solo movie.
Yeah, really.
Like it's
right.
Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura or Han, what's wrong? Eat a
I think
Snickers.
you go for
You turn
that.
to Ace Ventura when you're hungry.
I can go like for a monster. And
You should don one up and just
For real. That's
Yeah,
a
I
good
see him
one.
as a hot Cheetos.
better.
oh yeah, hot Cheetos or something
Something
hot,
flaming.
spicy. Yeah.
The salt lemon.
Yeah.
Squeeze the lime juice.
I think it's
Cut
like
the
just
top of the bag off.
I think just because of that culture, I see him like eating like some kind of like Chinese food or something,
Right.
like the Mandalorian. I don't know why.
Some pokey sticks.
Yeah, I just mostly see something like with energy in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
especially
keep that
watching
fuel going.
where he's flipping around.
Nah, I can see
He's
him like in
like, "Oh,
a
shit."
commercial with
Yeah.
like energy drink.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right. So in a game we like to play here on the Force Choke, game called 3-3-1. If you're not familiar with it, you get 3 choices. You have 3 seconds to answer, but you only get the one answer. You ready?
Wait. So 3 choices, 1 answer.
You 3 choices. You have 3 seconds to answer, but you can only pick one.
Okay.
Okay. You ready? Ahsoka Tano, Padme Amidala, or Rey. If you were single, who would you hit on and why?
1, 2.
Padme.
Why?
Because she's beautiful in the movies. She shows a lot of affection and love for Anakin. And yeah.
She seemed very kind.
Yeah,
Right.
very kind. She kind of like when he gets crazy, like she's the one who kind of like settles him and makes him Anakin, not Darth Vader, like not the bad side, the dark side.
And she's you have 2 Force users and then one that's not too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Padme's Force user?
No. Yeah.
No,
I was gonna
no,
see
you're
if
right.
we could
You're
try to
Yeah,
argue that one, but
Ahsoka's like neutral. She's not really light or dark, right?
she's more light than anything.
I think Padme's more light, and then Rey.
Ahsoka
Rey
is
possibly
what a
the
Jedi
bad
should be. Is all the good stuff without the title.
Ashley
What do you
says
think?
also she's got a planet. That's a good point.
I
Ashley.
run this shit.
The Naboo.
Yep.
All right.
It's like, do you know who you're speaking to? I used to
Imagine-
be queen, mother.
Imagine hitting on
talking
Ahsoka
about
though.
Dark
Like that's just
She gonna rip her face off to Samuel L. Jackson? Or?
You piss off Ahsoka, the tentacles are to come out. Just,
Do you lean more to the dark side or light side, and why?
I would say light side, just because
You're outnumbered.
Izzy, I'm sorry.
like how I told you, I like Yoda, so Yoda's very light, and I feel like light powers overdo dark powers in a way.
Well, I'm gonna force you into dark side here. So if you can personally eliminate any Star Wars character besides Jar Jar Binks,
What a monster! Why would you do that?
Everybody
who
hates
would you take out in hell? Yeah, everybody hates it.
It's a hard one.
Actually, it is kind of thought-provoking. I'm trying to think.
Dude, if I say someone, y'all are gonna flip.
That's
I don't
okay.
know.
That's why you're here.
I think someone,
Palpatine, just because I hate him, I don't like him.
I think someone had a comment on that one.
No,
What did you say?
he said he better
Better
say.
say Padme. You still have somewhere to sleep tonight.
So thanks for watching, Taylor.
That's awesome because I didn't think she was gonna say it like that.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was reading that. Damn, Lewis. This guy's gonna have to sleep on the couch tonight, no matter what.
Oh my goodness. So you would take out Palpatine. Tim wants to know how.
How can you?
I know that's the tough one, right? So what would
I
you?
mean,
how would you-
You'd have to go with an army, I think, like Mace did.
yeah, like a big army. I mean, you'd have to have like extraordinary force powers. Like, I don't know. Like, it's hard.
Yeah, it would be tough,
You
right?
ain't doing it on
Maybe
your
like
own.
I can see him die like how you said Chewbacca dies with the planet slamming on him.
Yeah.
I mean that's the only way like I can see or I can't really. I
That's-
mean yeah, an army I guess.
Yeah, that'd be tough. That'd be
Nate says
tough.
more than 3 Jedis.
Or
If you
Yeah,
just had one
definitely.
more, bro.
Yeah. Thanks for always supporting us too, Nate. We appreciate you always watching, man.
it wasn't 3 Jedis.
Yeah, because he, Mace Windu did take 3 Jedis, and he got mowed down big time.
But I mean, that kind of still goes back to the question that we had once upon a time. Did Palpatine, was he really kind of being overtaken by Mace Windu, or was he Palpatine allowing himself to be overtaken because he knew Anakin was coming? Anakin needed to see him in a position where Palpatine can die.
What if like Anakin never like even thought about being dark? You know, like then what would happen?
Yeah.
Do you think that would have defeated Palpatine?
God damn it!
I don't know.
See what he put?
Nate. Thank you, Nate. But I don't know. That's a good question, Andres. I mean, it makes you think. It makes you think like.
And he was kind of young. I mean, he kind of did like he wasn't as advanced as like say Obi-Wan.
Yeah. And the Force through Anakin showed him things maybe that he wasn't ready to see.
Yeah,
And that's what made him turn that way.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's also why I'm kind of hypercritical of Obi-Wan too.
Mm-hmm.
Is because like, I mean, it's not his fault, but I like to say it's his fault.
Yeah.
know? But I think because he had
Well,
a good
Obi-Wan
point too.
thinks it's his fault. He takes
Because he's
the
good,
blame.
because he's humble. It's because he takes the responsibility because that's who he's supposed to be.
yeah.
You know, and I think that's one of the things too is because as you said, like Obi-Wan was very skilled and he was he took on like he can take on a lot of guys. Like the only person that he ever succumbed to was because he allowed it.
Mm-hmm.
More
I
or
mean,
less,
he
you know?
kind of even like had a bad feeling about it too. He had like a
I have
really
a bad feeling. Oh, that's another iconic line.
Yeah.
But they almost overuse it now. Like in every one of those lines in the Clone Wars, I got a bad feeling about this. I'm like, you're overusing it. Sorry.
Well, man.
Man.
Oh, look. Ashley says, become Palpatine and trick him into killing himself.
How will we become him though? Tim? No, that's you fool!
Just me and Micah got it.
If I have but a single breath left while I'm traveling abroad, my last thing is going to be All right. Ooh, Andres. As smooth as you can be, pretend you are using this Star Wars pickup line and read it out loud. Right there.
So you're going to be saying this to Padme. Your answer from number 4.
Or there's look into Tim and just imagine.
Tim, turn your head around. Over
We're
the
getting
top.
serious here.
There.
My, beautiful. Pardon me, but are you part of the Rebel Alliance? Because gorgeous, you just created a political uprising in my pen.
Come up with this.
I didn't even read the end of it.
We're gonna have to take a 5-minute break for that.
Uprising.
Get to the Facebook.
Oh my god. Alright, that's too funny.
That's too much.
Lewis, you're a monster.
I am a monster.
Light side my ass, man. God.
Oh my god.
Is that original?
That is an original.
Did you come up with that?
I came up with that one. Yeah.
Of course.
You sure you're not like in the middle like Dark Side coming?
I don't know. Well,
You're
Well,
gonna announce
Andres,
yourself.
we appreciate you answering those questions.
Yeah, no
I hope you had fun doing that. Hopefully, you're going to have a little bit more fun as we move through the show. We hope you've had fun so far. But you're going to need a pen and a sheet of paper. Okay? Because what we like right now, if you would, we've had guests in the past. And now you're a guest. We'd like for you to rank the Star Wars movies for us. And
Okay.
we're going to go from chronologically, episode 1, all the way to The Force Awakens. Okay?
So
So
rating them like in order, like 1, 2, 3, or rating them at 100.
we are grading them just like in class. You get 0 to 100, right? And anything in between, right? So, but you're not gauging the movies, or you're not ranking the movies according to, like, let's say, oh, I love Harry Potter, and
Yeah, into themselves, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you're kind of rating them against each other. You know what I mean? So.
You see the last comment? someone close to you thinks that wouldn't have probably wouldn't have fallen for that one.
Oh my god, that's too funny. So yeah, you're grading them against each other, right? So Michael, you want to do the or Tim? Yes.
I'll do it. That's fine.
Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, then I can put them into the into our numbers here,
EP1.
Into the dabbing.
into the data bank, and it shall remain.
Okay. So whenever you get an opportunity, I know you're probably still thinking about it, but we're gonna start off with episode 1, The Phantom Menace, 0 to 100.
I would say 87.
87.
Nice. Bring those numbers up.
That's too high.
Our previous guest,
Let him respond, dude.
I'll let you know what our previous guest scored it. It got a 60, a 65,
Oh, so I wrote it too high.
No.
an 80, a 60, a 90, and a 95, and now you've scored it an 87.
Yes.
So for an overall score of a 76.71. Right. And so those are our guests. The council, of course, we call ourselves the council. We actually scored it. Where is
Average
it?
of what?
Larry,
It's like an average of like 70 or
Yeah.
something, right?
So Tim scored it a 70. Micah scored it an 81. I scored it a 79. Izzy scored it a 45.
You said it was that horrible?
For an average of 76.67. Yeah.
Izzy, I'm still hurting with that one.
Yeah, I know that one hurt you pretty bad, Micah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
It's pretty low.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was a really good film. I mean, I thought it showed a lot of Anakin, like how everybody is craving to know more about Luke. It showed a lot of Anakin's early life, and it shows how good of a guy he was
Yeah.
as a youngster.
What do you think they could have improved on?
You know, I don't think there was much. I mean, I don't think there was really much you can do to improve it. I feel like it was really good at what they were trying to say or what they're trying to tell.
Yeah.
I don't see much to improve it, honestly. Like, the quality of it was good. I mean,
I say you delete the scene where he's like, "It's working."
it's working, it's working.
No, that's such an iconic line. Nate, where are you? Now this is pod racing.
When did you watch that one?
Anakin. Why is that? Yeah, like he's just so chipper when he's young.
What I think is crazy is how Padme and him met, and Padme was so older, like a lot older than him. I thought that was crazy.
You think you'll do it? Do what? Finish the race, of course.
You mean he
Never
hasn't
finished a
even-
race? Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I didn't think it was the greatest one, but I really did like that movie. I think it was because it was one of the ones that I watched first.
Yeah. And it has, and you can have that effect too, especially if you watch it younger. 'Cause
I saw
know-
it I saw it in theaters when it came out.
Yeah, that was the first one I
With,
saw in theaters.
with Nate's brother.
Yeah, see, when I told you, like, when I binge watched it, I started from that one.
Okay.
Because I wanted to watch it from the beginning of the story in chronological
Yeah.
order. So that's why I liked it, because it kind of started it for me.
Yeah. That's good.
So let me ask you, because, of course, my age, I didn't get to see it in chronological order.
That shall not be named.
Right? And so the
Harry Potter,
reveal
okay.
that Vader is Luke's father, did it impact you more or less? I know that was one of your favorite lines.
Yeah.
But you already know then that
Yeah.
Vader is Luke's father.
Yeah.
So when it gets to that point,
It's kind of like,
like you already
yeah,
kind of
you
know.
kind of already knew.
How does that make you feel? Or I mean, did it
Well, for
take
me,
it away?
I don't think I had watched that one at that time.
Yeah.
I watched it pretty late, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the first one that came out, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Thinking-
did-
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just thinking, really kind of looking back at everything done with George Lucas's hand and everything, and not to play the chosen one prank right now, but you know how George Lucas said it was a chosen one. Luke is obviously like the protagonist going through the originals, but you really feel like this huge this love connection that George Lucas has for Anakin, because sure, he's Darth Vader and 4, 5, and 6, but episodes 1 through 3 was really about humanizing him, really for you to feel, you're right there with him, because as Andres said, episode 1, it's really rich in story in itself, because, well, for if you didn't know, or for most that knew going into episode 1 that Vader is, Luke's father, but when you see this young boy, yeah, right, spoiler alert, only 40 years later, but you see this young boy that's kind at heart and everything. You what has to happen to this kid for him just to go off the deep end like that?
Yeah, because they make him seem so innocent.
Exactly.
Very.
Exactly. And the thing is he is he's a true, good young, good at the heart, young kid, and just seeing really what happens to him.
And I think one of the lines that portrays that is that he calls out Qui-Gon Jinn, and he's like, are you a Jedi?
Yeah.
And he's like, why would you say that? And he goes, you have a laser sword. Only a Jedi have those, and nobody can kill a Jedi. So he's kind of like,
Kills all the Jedi.
Yeah.
That's where I was going. To go from that all the way to
I couldn't hold it back.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. But I mean, just seeing something, something has to happen to him, and you're already falling for this kid. He gets ripped out of slavery. He gets put into such a prominent position where he can become anything, and he ends up, becoming the very thing that he thought wasn't even possible.
Yeah.
So just seeing that real love relationship that George Lucas has with his character of Anakin, because it wasn't, in my humble point of view, looking back at 1 through 6. It wasn't so much about Luke as it really was about Anakin and Luke bringing him back to becoming Anakin from Darth Vader. So I think if you can even take that in retrospect, looking at episode 1, it really kind of just shows how rich and how multi-level that story is if you really try to pick apart at it.
No, really, yeah, it does. And I enjoy episode 1.
Taxes. We
don't need no stinking taxes.
don't need no stinking taxes. Damn it, Nate.
See, when you watched the first Star Wars, were you confused at all? Because I feel like if I were back at that time, I feel like if I watched that movie first, I feel like I would be confused. I feel like this movie could be whack or it could be really good. But I feel like it gives it a lot of potential, but at the same time, I feel like it's a little confusing to where it's where did this all come from? Yeah.
And this is how I explain it, because I saw it when I was 4 or 5, right? A New Hope. So after watching that movie, I was just kind of oh yeah, laser sword. I'm
everything's
just
so cool
because
technology at that time, it was a big advance, right?
Yeah, it really was. Yeah. It was a really big jump.
I feel like that's what everybody liked Star Wars for at that time.
Yeah, and so you get this story about a guy, and he has a struggle, and then he doesn't have parents, and then his foster parents are killed, so he goes on an adventure, and then at the end you get some kind of resolution because this big bad people, now they're gone. It's almost kind of it's a happily ever after.
Yeah.
It's kind of what Mark was saying, one of our previous guests, that they put a nice bow on it. So it could be a standalone movie, you know what I mean? So it's almost okay, well, that was a good movie, you know what I mean? I really liked it. You got bad guys, you got good guys, you got mean people, you got nice people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so for me at that age, in my mind, going back, that's the way it made me feel, you know what I mean? Then moving into Empire Strikes Back, you're talking about 3, almost 4 years later, I'm getting closer to 10 years old. And, Darth Vader's cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a bad guy. Everybody's scared of him, you know what I mean? And then you find out, oh my God, Luke, you know what I mean? You just met it, you know what I mean? So, and I don't want to influence your scores, so I think I should stop there. Because
I feel like my scores are going to be so different compared to yours.
Yeah, and they might be. And, and that's why I think we should move on to the next one, and then
Those
we can.
purposes with and you may never have to be able to come back to this show.
Yeah,
All right, so yeah, we did spend some time on that one, but I think it's good.
yeah.
So going into the next one, episode 2, Attack of the
Okay.
Clones.
This one's gonna be really close. I would think not 9. I would say 89
89. Okay.
because I like this is Anakin like in his prime, and I like how they introduce Jango and all the clones,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I like how he's under Obi's wing, and I feel like the acting is good. And this is the one that I first watched ever,
Yeah,
and I felt like the graphics were really nice.
definitely.
They're pretty clean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you want to hear the scores from previous guests?
Sure.
For Attack of the Clones?
Yeah.
Okay. Previous guests 70, 80, 85,
I want to hear what Izzy gave this one.
75, a 90, an 80,
Who gave it a 90? What?
Mark.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And then you gave it an 89 for a total score of 81.29. And for the council, Tim gave it a 64.
Dude.
Micah gave it a 75.
So classic.
I gave it a 70. And Izzy gave it a 25. Oh, God.
No, wow.
Me and Izzy on the same page now.
So there's a wide range, you know what I mean? For you, Andres, it was your first one to watch, so you know, I mean, that's understandable. You
It's
know
gonna,
what I mean?
you're gonna hold that in your heart.
Yeah,
For the most part,
absolutely.
so.
Yeah. What else? I know you said the graphics and were really clean. You enjoyed that. Talk to us a little bit more about what you liked about Attack of the Clones. Oh, also you said that Anakin, you know, is hitting his peak of his powers.
Yeah.
You know, so
And he gets the girl.
Yeah, they show the romance, they show the action, they show all that stuff in this one, and they show how Obi-Wan is trying to be the best role model for him, and
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And still Obi-Wan's still kind of like teaching on the go. He's still trying to figure things out.
I really like at the beginning of that one, because I think each one of the prequels for me has great moments.
Oh, yeah.
Like when Obi-Wan says we need to be patient, especially at the beginning when they're protecting Padme, and then Anakin just says why, and he goes what, and he's all why he kind of like changes what he
He's
says.
always like, "You talk to me back, you insolent little."
Our protection, what does he say? Our protection is something, or it's implied, or to
Yeah,
find the
something like that,
assassin
yeah.
is implied, or
Yeah.
something like that. So,
But he's still like, and he's teaching him even in the middle of the pursuit. He's like, "It took you long enough." It's like, "Oh, I didn't find the one with the right color," or something like that. Like, talking about the speeder. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's fun. Okay, I guess we're good with that one.
Yep.
So moving on to episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I'm sorry.
this one's definitely gonna be 92.
Thank you. I'll give you that one.
Oh,
Problem, Timothy?
Nah, no problem with that. That's a good movie.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
that
I like it just because I like this is where it all happens. This is where Vader becomes Vader, and this is
Mace Windu.
this is Windu. This is where he starts being rebellious and questioning everything, and this is where the battle goes down for Obi-Wan and Anakin. So that's my favorite part whenever they're fighting and the lava and that
yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about, seeing destiny come into fruition, him really becoming that role that everyone knew him for at first, as opposed to some young boy.
He has a total different attitude in this movie.
Yeah, he does. And I think it's because, I know they show it in, is it the Clone Wars? And I think maybe they mention it in the movies too, where they don't grant him the rank of master.
Yeah, it's in
So
this
it
one.
affects him
Sit there
a
one.
great deal. You know what I mean? I think it would to anybody. You know what I mean? To
Well, yeah, and even then too, and I think the Clone
That's
Wars
a-
animated series doesn't. What?
That's always my argument to you that he's weak because he wasn't strong like everybody else. He's like, okay, I'll get better at it.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't.
How was he weak?
He couldn't wait. Like
He just
wanted
killed
to
a
be
million
there.
Jedi, bro. No, I mean, and I think that's actually a great point that you made, Andres, because in number 2, like he's still learning. Like he's kind of wants to kind of fly off the rails a little bit, but he's still honed in by Obi-Wan under his tutelage and everything. But episode 3, maybe it's because he's had a more solidified leadership role in the Clone Wars that we see in the animated series, or maybe even because he does marry Padme at the end of episode 2. But it like seeing his interaction in 2 or versus say the beginning of episode 3 where he's still very much Anakin. He's different in the sense of like he has purpose now. He needs to protect Padme. He needs to protect
He gets
himself.
very angry with Windu and Yoda because they don't want him to basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he's trying to make a name for himself while also trying to protect, say, Padme, and really kind of not just necessarily make a life for him, but really become who he's supposed to be. And like he's being held back by these guys.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah,
I mean, I
trying
could
to
definitely
impress
see that.
Padme.
Huh?
He was just trying to impress Padme.
I think he was
I don't think he
trying-
needed to impress her. He married her, and she was already knocked up at that point.
Oh, so
And she knew him from the beginning.
She's already kind of, in the doors closed, almost locked, man. So,
And I think maybe he's trying to make up for Qui-Gon Jinn in a way. Because I know Qui-Gon had a lot of, ambition for Anakin.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Anakin wanted to fulfill that for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so did Obi-Wan. And I'm sure Obi-Wan, not in the movies, but talked to Anakin about that. You know what I mean?
God damn it, Nate. Shut up.
I think once his mother died, once Anakin's mom died, that's where he totally changed. I feel like his mom died and he was like, I didn't even see my mom my entire life. And
Yeah.
I became this Jedi. Like, I'm supposed to be doing something, not just being this,
Well, and he told her, right? One of the things he told her before.
like, I'm going to come back for you. I'm going to save you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make
exactly.
you free.
Yeah, exactly.
And he never got the chance to do that.
Like,
So
he was-
I feel like he was angry at himself, but also angry at everybody else because he's still under his wing, Obi-Wan's wing, and he still hasn't done anything to basically prove that he's like a good Jedi.
Yeah. And, that's a really good point, Andres, because for me, it's like, a lot of people are like, really? He just turned because he wanted to save Padme? But I was like, look at all the
So
stuff
much
leading
more, man.
up to it.
So
You know
much
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're saying, like he lost his mom, but he and in Star Wars, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but like you said, the line. What was the line that you just said? That's a
You were my
recurring.
brother.
No, the other one.
Oh, I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, well, there's another line where, and sometimes it's an under their breath or an undertone of somebody saying,
I know the
"I
happy
prom."
ending.
Right now they're saying, "I promise," right? Like Anakin, he says, "I'll come back for you, Mom. I promise."
Yeah.
That to me seems like a really big part of the Star Wars universe. When you say "I promise," it's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he didn't get to fulfill that. And then not only that, when he didn't get to fulfill that, and then they say, "No, we're not granting you the rank of master." So you're telling me I didn't get to save my mom.
Yeah.
I'm not getting to fulfill my original master's plan for me to become the chosen one. And
Don't worry, I heard it.
and so it's kind of like he's like, oh, no matter what I do, it's the lose-lose situation. I mean, what the F? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he gets really frustrated.
Yeah.
Well, because even then, like when his mom passed, it's like he was trying to become such a great Jedi, and it was like for his mom. Mm-hmm. But now it's like since she's gone, it's becoming himself. You know, he has a new goal for himself, and he's not going to take defeat. Being that he's already seen what that's happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, and just to address Nate, the best part of episode 3 is Anakin's hair.
It's so feathered.
No, Nate, you need to calm down with that shenanigans.
Does he
You damn
mean-
well knew.
Does he mean before the lava or after? Oh God! Too soon.
Why does it smell like burnt hair? So that's going to clean up. Nice little bow, as Mark put it, for the original, or not the original, the prequel trilogy. Mm-hmm. But before we get to the original trilogy, we have Rogue One.
Rogue One was honestly my favorite by far.
Oh, wow.
Surprisingly,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
I rank that as a 98.
Nice.
And
Oh,
it's,
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's a story. It's not an episode, but I really like what they showed before A New Hope, and especially the graphics, the story, like everything just ties in. And I love the ending because it's something you didn't expect, like everybody dying off, and it's just like it shows all the heroes.
Yeah.
People that should have been more known but weren't.
Yeah. And I mean, it wasn't even a mission, right?
They weren't all supposed to die, were they?
I
I
don't
don't think that was
think-
the plan at first.
I don't think that was a plan at first.
The original part of the movie? No, they weren't going to die.
But I'll tell you what they're doing now, because we have it on. I mean,
Yeah.
I have it on right now. At the very end of the movie, where they're
Spoiler alert. Sorry.
where they're getting the Death Star plans. This wasn't even a mission.
Yeah.
They went off on their own. So, I mean, it wouldn't be in the Star Wars universe databank, right? They probably would have just stricken it that this even happened.
I thought
So you wouldn't know
Depends
these
upon
characters.
if you agree with the databanks or not. I guess.
Not those databanks, you scoundrel.
I like how this movie showed a lot of sadness and showed a lot of funny parts too.
Oh yeah,
Like the droid.
K2SO.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite characters in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just because he was so funny and how he dies, like that part is just so sad.
Yeah, it is. He brought a lot of personality, right?
He did.
yeah, man.
Andy Tudyk.
Reminded me of
Yeah.
Micah.
Oh, and I also like the backstory
Thank
of
you.
how the Death Star became the Death
See?
Star.
Exactly
Yeah,
what he
That was my favorite part too.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny because it's director Krennic.
Damn it, Tim. Put on diapers, bro.
Director Krennic was in charge of this Death Star, right? But even prior to that, in Revenge of the Sith, the Geonosians are the ones that had the plans to it.
Yeah.
And I think they're the ones that actually did the schematics to produce it, and then they handed it over to Dooku, and then I'm sure Dooku gave it to Palpatine, and then Palpatine needed somebody in charge of it. He chose Director Krennic,
Yep.
and then that's where the story continues
Yeah.
that way. You know, so
And I don't know if you recall from a previous episode that we did, but he brought it to my attention in episode 4. Towards the beginning of the movie, they're sitting at the round table. Sorry about the sneeze. They're sitting at the. Finish up.
bless it.
Excuse me. Well, how they're sitting at the table when the Vader comes in and Tarkin's there.
Yeah.
And there's like an empty seat,
Yeah.
and that was supposed to be Krennic. You know, he was supposed to be sitting there at that table.
Yeah.
Which is I don't know. I just like whether they did it for a reason or not,
Yeah,
and they were
it's
able
just
just to kind of
crazy.
fill
Yeah.
in the hole.
It's just crazy
It's
how
just
that
great
is.
how they connect. You know, and make
Yeah.
that weave.
Like I feel like they hold classified information sometimes. Like sometimes they give out some information that like no one knows, only them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how crazy Star Wars is.
Yeah, it's its own.
It's such a diverse, story and community and
Yeah.
everything. So I think we're good with Rogue One. So we're
Yeah.
gonna move on to the original trilogy now. Episode 4. Luke sucks. I mean, New Hope.
What?
I agree with you though.
Oh no!
I'm gonna have to rank
Light
this.
side user says next.
Yeah, I just feel I'm ranking it at 82. Just because, yeah, it was like the one that started it all. I would have ranked it lower if it wasn't for that. But I feel
No
like,
respect.
I feel like the acting was a little dramatic. I didn't like Vader's suit as much as now. His suit was very different. I feel
It is. No, you're absolutely right.
like the more red in his eyes, and I don't know. It's not as. I mean, it was the start of it, so I understand. But like as a kid born in like I was born in 1997, so growing up, like seeing the newer things, it's kind of like watching a really old movie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I really did like the story, and I liked Vader, and I really like Vader. That's what I liked about it most.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's what I've kind of addressed too. Like, I respect the originals as they are the originals,
Yeah.
but I do, for whatever reason, that I do kind of give preferential treatment to the more modernized ones because you see the technology and everything. Like, I was born in '88, You know, and so like when I grew up watching them, so I don't think it was a big thing for me having that technology gap. But then seeing what say episode 1 through 3 had to offer instead of 4 through 6, the huge, you know, just, you know, the level of technology they have to show these, you know, full on battles and everything.
Yeah.
And then you go back to episode 4 and you can see through the lightsaber blade and everything. It's just it's crazy.
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of hard to really be immersed into that movie or into that story, realizing like you're not really seeing what it's supposed to be. If you
What I liked about it too was just all the stuff that it led up to, like when Luke first gets the lightsaber and he's training against that little
the probe.
yeah,
The
little
little
probe
droid.
that shoots at him. I mean, that's just crazy. Like I like seeing that type of stuff. Like it's interesting.
Absolutely. I'll let you know. There's only 3 of these movies that our guest gave hundreds to. This being one of them.
See, and I was going to give Rogue One 100, but I don't know. There's upcoming movies.
You kind of want to leave that.
Yeah, I kind of want to leave it a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't want to rank any of them 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was the same way.
We none of us did, including Izzy. Right? Or no, Izzy did give 100.
To which?
I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
At the end.
Yeah, at the end. I'll let you know. But for the scores on this one for the council, where are we at?
You give it like a 90 or something?
Yeah, Tim gave it in 76.
I forgot he was so harsh on this one.
Micah gave it an 81. I gave it a 93, and Izzy gave it a 95. So,
Okay.
we're kind of all over the place there.
Yeah.
We were not in.
I think that just kind of shows like a generational thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, we've already had this conversation with Tim. Hey, Tim, the twin sons. Oh shit, plus 10.
Yeah, right there. Right. Even if it was even if you would have given it a 0, it would have been 10 points just because of that scene.
Yeah. Love that
Good
scene.
example.
Okay, so episode 5. Anyone? Drumroll.
I'm gonna have to say.
Empire Strikes Back.
I'm gonna give it a 74.
Damn, laying some onions. I like it.
Woo!
This one.
You have officially
Have the lowest
scored
score
it
on that one.
the lowest. Yes. I think the closest is 11 points away.
So talk to us about that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm interested.
Yeah.
Because this movie has your favorite dialogue in it
Yeah.
that you did earlier.
Oh, that was. He's already given 10 points to it.
Yeah. Just for that was a 10 point.
It's like I said, it was a passing grade, didn't I, Paul?
So,
With
yeah.
this one, I feel like just like the generation gap. I just feel like it was very fake to me.
Mm-hmm.
You can see like the monsters, like it just looked so weird. It threw me off, but
Yeah.
I mean the story. I love the story in all the movies. I guess that's what I'm rating it on. I'm rating it so low for that reason.
I think Micah feels the same, just about the technological.
That's where I feel like I
aspect.
can rate it lower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But the story, I mean, definitely all the stories are amazing.
yeah.
But yeah, just
And
that's
there's
how
no
I rate
wrong
it so
answer
low.
either.
No, yeah. This
Yeah,
is
there's
just
no
your
wrong answer.
opinion. Yeah.
No,
You just-
yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'm gonna rate those ones lower just because of that.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we've like I said, Micah's. We've discussed that before. You know what I mean? And
Technology.
yeah, absolutely. And for some, for a lot of people, that is a big thing. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I really love the story, but I would get into it more if it looked more realistic. You know what I mean? And so there's nothing wrong with that. You
Yeah,
know
it's
what I mean?
easier being.
See, like the flying around, like say, like the Yoda, he's moving crazy. Like
Yeah.
he jumps around crazy.
Yeah.
Like I love seeing all that.
Yeah.
So,
And I think you've talked about that before, right? How previously in the originals they wanted the lightsabers to be heavy. You've talked about that, right?
I read somewhere, and I can't, not to the point where I can quote it, but to my understanding, I read something where they talked about in episode 4. Like if you look at all the lightsaber, how they handled it throughout the movies, but then you look back at episode 4, it was very much like this medieval times. Like this lightsaber is supposed to be super heavy, so like actual like knights wield it. You can't just do this or whatever. You have to hold it with 2 hands. You got to control it and everything. And I think that's also almost like a generational thing. that's how they had it. I mean, it was still very much like that in episode 5, but obviously you saw a little more acrobatic things.
Yeah.
Being that you have 2 old cats now in episode 5, you have Luke, who's a little
Yeah.
more agile. He's able to maneuver around with it as you will.
Yeah.
And I think even then, because they kind of lessened up on that even too going into 6. Probably.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing for me too is the technology thing.
And you know what's weird? My ratings are probably gonna throw y'all off because of my upcoming ratings, but
Okay.
That's fine. So,
yeah, 'cause-
okay.
so for the Return of the Jedi, I'm gonna rank that one like a 90. I'm gonna say a 97
okay, you're right. That did throw me off.
Wow, that threw me off too.
because
I was the most critical of that one.
the reason why is because I love the ending. I don't know if I remember when I talked to you about it at the end of one of them. I don't know if they redid it. Like, remember they go back and entered this, but you can hear like all the new things coming about. Like, I think this is the one where Luke sees Anakin, and Anakin's the actor who's actually that's acting in the
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
and you see Obi-Wan old. I mean, and you see everyone celebrating. You can hear what's his name? I forgot. The one that y'all hate. I don't know why. I have it.
Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks. You can hear Jar Jar Binks, saying like we're free, and you can hear everybody like
Yeah.
happy. So when I saw that, like I was like, wow, like that's crazy. This movie was made so long ago, and like they're showing so many of this, and it also shows like that big gap before the Force Awakens and the Return of the Jedi. Gives you hints, I guess.
Yeah.
And I just like that victory.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Victory
end of
for the
it.
light side.
Even if it only lasts
So you like
for a little while.
the updated version then.
Yes. See, and I didn't know it was updated until I talked to Lewis. Lewis was like, "Oh, I think they updated it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that it was originally made like that. That's why I was like freaking out. I was like, "Whoa, what?" I
Yeah.
was tripping out. I was like, "No way. There's no way. That's impossible." Obviously.
You're like, no. Well,
It's actually an interesting way though because it is able to kind of anchor the original trilogy to the prequels, where it does.
Yeah.
There is kind of some maneuverability in there.
Have you seen the original one? Not the updated one?
Well, that's what
VHS.
like I'm short of you seeing it or having the actual original.
I mean,
VHS.
what's different other than
Other
that?
than the ending?
It doesn't show Coruscant. It doesn't show Naboo. It doesn't show all those newer planets that you see through the originals.
Bespin, the Cloud City, is more of a closed, like,
yeah.
facility. There aren't as many windows. Like, a lot of times, like, you'll see them running or going by. There's big windows where you can see outside and ships passing by. In the original, it's all closed off. You know what I mean? There's, I mean, a lot of it is subtle things that you would have to, like me, I grew up with the originals unaltered. So I'd be like, okay, like that. You know what I mean?
The Sarlacc pit was really different too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, because it had
we're
that
not
little
there yet.
mouth coming out. Before it was
Oh, no,
just
yeah, we are there, yeah.
Before it
Yeah,
was
you're
just-
right. You're right, because we're in Return Jedi. Yeah. It was,
well, yeah, because before it was just a pit with like spikes coming out.
yeah, and the
But in the updated one, they had it.
The other one has the tentacles,
and the tentacles, but then it had like a mouth with a tongue
the
too.
beak, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that didn't used to be there. Yeah, so
But I think for the biggest looking, transition between both was really the removal of Sebastian Shaw and replacing with Hayden Christensen as the Force Ghost you saw at the end.
Yeah.
I think Andres, I'm going to ask you a question. Would you, because you gave it a 97, which is, that's a high score. Let me ask you a question. And I know you said you really don't care for Luke Skywalker too much, but
And you can tell this guy to kiss my ass too if you need to.
Nate said Han shot first.
I'm just going to post random facts, Nate.
No, there's a deleted scene that I showed Micah that he would have given Return of the Jedi more points
Oh shit! Yeah.
because at the beginning when R2-D2 and C-3PO are headed to Jabba's palace, right before that, there's a deleted scene of Luke Skywalker creating his lightsaber. Would that have impacted you any?
Probably. I probably would have liked it even more.
Yeah. Yeah, I showed Micah, and Micah was like, "What the hell is this?
I thought he was
Where did this
I thought he was
come from?"
bullshitting me. Yeah, and he was like, "No, this is a deleted scene." And because they make the whole idea that lightsabers are so scarce. It's such an ancient weapon. It's never around. Then all of a sudden, Luke is able to pull one out of his ass. And have that's what for episode 6. So I'm just like, oh, here's a there you go. Like, so showing him make it, kind of like he has that ability. He's that more in tune, with the teachings and everything. Like, it shows his progression too, but also like, just where it came from, not just like, hey R2, help me out, bro. Hold on, let me synthesize it real quick.
Luke, the thing I didn't like about Luke is like, Anakin showed like he had to go through so much more than what Luke did. Like Luke was like he just went to Yoda's. He went with Yoda and he just got trained, and like all of a sudden he becomes this Jedi or whatever.
Yeah.
With Anakin, it's like he has to go through multiple things in order to
become who he is.
Definitely less of a standard where there's no one there to judge you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You're not a full-fledged Jedi, bitch. You're not even alive. Shut up.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that one. You're right. That one. That grade that you gave threw me off. I was expecting low 80s.
I was critical of the scene on Endor where they're in the damn net. He's supposed to be able to, hold himself up with one arm, move goddamn rocks, have a Yoda on his back, and all this, on one of his foot. And he's in a net, and hey, Han, grab my lightsaber. I'm just like, Han, really?
Han, that's not my lightsaber.
God damn it, dude. You're son of a bitch. Wrong one. And all of a sudden you hear Chewie go.
Oh my god.
And he's like, oh, that is scruffy looking.
Michael, you're disgusting.
All right, so let's get off of episode 6.
Yes.
While Lewis is still on the whole lightsaber debacle.
You said, "Let's get off the stick," while I'm on the hole. You just said that.
What?
You just said
God,
that.
you fucking deaf too? All right, Helen Keller, calm down. All right, so
this is why
episode 7.
This is why I'm saying like I kind of sound hypocritical,
No,
because The Force Awakens I ranked it the lowest 70 because it is highly advanced technology, but I didn't like the acting. I didn't like Kylo Ren, and I didn't like.
Oh god!
I said you don't have any wrong answers, but.
I like the character. I just didn't like the acting.
Again, why?
And I didn't like his acting either.
Which one? Oh, John Boyega? Finn?
Oh,
Yeah,
Finn.
Finn. I didn't like his acting. I felt like, it was cool. He was cool, like, and everything. I just felt like his acting was a little off. Like, it was a little too dramatic, I feel. Something about it just threw me off.
Just to throw you off a little bit.
But Kylo Ren, I thought he would be a lot different.
Now, when you say that, do you mean his facial features?
His facial features, not his like suit, not Kylo Ren, like not him in his suit, but like when he takes his mask off, everything. I just picture him to be totally different. Like he's Han Solo's son, right? Mm-hmm. So why does he looks? I don't know. Is he supposed to look a little like Han Solo?
Actually, they took a facial structures of Harrison Ford and of Adam Driver. They're very close. They're really...
See, because like him, outside of the movie, he looks like more, I guess, thinner in the face. But in this movie, he looks a little bit more like a little chubbier in the cheeks, I feel.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, just his kind of like attitude or acting, like it wasn't like as angry as I thought he would be.
And you know what I think might attribute to that, Andres? Because I don't want to discount anything that you said because it's all legitimate, but
am I going to backhand you for what you're going to say? Is a question.
Well, I know, right? What I think has attributes to that is that he's lost. Mm-hmm. He's lost. You know what I mean? I think he wants to have the dark side consume him, but I don't think the Force is allowing that to happen. I mean, the things that he's doing, you know, siding with the First Order, possibly killing all the Jedi that may have come around. We don't know yet, but maybe in The Last Jedi we'll see more of that.
He's definitely the most murderous, right? Is he
Yeah.
the most people?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, when he slams his helmet down in one of the scenes, you see dust kind of fly up. Those are supposedly the ashes of people that he's killed, and aliens, and you know anybody he's encountered that he decides they're unworthy.
Like I loved his suit, his voice, his sword. I loved all of it. I just felt like he wasn't as angry as he should be. Like if you're saying he's the most murderous, I feel like he should be more.
He killed 6 planets. Destroyed 6 planets.
But I think it is poetic in a way because
Because how you're saying how
he wants to be that
he
way.
wants to be that way, but it's not that.
But it's not allowing him to.
God damn it, Nate!
What did he say?
Fucking asshole, man. Who threw better tantrums, Kylo Ren or Anakin Skywalker?
What do you think, Andres?
My favorite.
Anakin?
My favorite characters 1 and 2, and then he's gonna say that shit. Damn it.
I like Kylo Ren when he's just
Maybe like in this upcoming movie, I feel.
I think he's gonna be more consumed,
He's gonna be more.
and I can understand that too. Like he almost like you want him to be like more hateful or dark spirited, or he should be, but almost kind of going with the Lewis's is like the Force isn't allowing it. He may not be a true believer in the sense like he wants to believe this way, but he can't take hold to it because something that's within him, the blood of his mother,
Because like he told, like his suit totally looks like super awesome. Like,
Yeah, it does.
He looks super cool,
Yeah.
super evil. Like his voice too is just I like how
Wait.
you're saying.
I know.
Oh, that's it.
I gotta watch the scene real quick.
So we have
Best scene in cinematic history.
Yeah,
We
we
have
have political
Rogue One.
uprising.
What?
he had a political uprising.
I think he got it.
I thought that was pretty cool in the movie theater when I was watching that scene. I was
Dude,
like,
I was
holy
tripping
crap.
balls in the movie theater,
The
man.
whole theater was red.
Yeah.
Like I just know as soon as it happened, it went pitch black, and I was saying, I was like, do it. I was like thinking to myself, like, ignite that fucking saber. All I want to see is red. This red glow come out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden it happened.
it happened for you.
Like people were like gasping. I was like, fucking kill him! For people watching live right now, the Rogue One is on in the background, and it's obviously one of the best scenes in cinematic history. Darth Vader just wiping through rebel scum. Sorry.
I loved BB-8 in that film too.
Yeah. BB-8 they did a good job.
They did a real good job,
Yeah.
trying to find a new R2 figure.
Yeah.
Did we get your score on Force
He was
Awakens?
the original R2 figure.
He gave
For the
us
Force Awakens, I gave it a 70.
Oh wow.
His prototype R2.
Yeah. We talked about
We had
that.
this conversation. Okay.
Where you said you liked. Never mind, forget it. Like, rewind, go back.
Jesus, Tim, if you don't remember, go watch our episodes
So-
1 and 2.
Let
So
me-
your scores have actually changed some of the rankings.
Become
For the
who you're
guests.
supposed to be.
So, let's see. Rogue One is going to overtake A New Hope. Revenge of the Sith is going to overtake The Force Awakens.
I'm good with that. That was my
I'm
1
not
and
good
2.
with that, yeah.
That was my 1 and 2, so
I
that's
hate that
fine.
movie. Why? Tim's like, are you serious?
So let
That
me
was my 1 and
adjust
2,
those.
so as long as they stay in 1 and
Force
2.
Awakens is good.
The Force Awakens was good, but that's why I couldn't go higher than, what did I give, like a 92 or 95?
Force Awakens?
I had to,
Yeah.
I had to do something low. You know, I had to.
I think that movie was
94?
growing you over time.
94, yeah. Because there was just,
Once these other two come out in this trilogy, you probably respect the first one more.
Maybe.
you
Maybe.
respect the originals more?
No,
Yeah.
Force Awakens more.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. That's true. Maybe I will.
Honestly, after watching the next couple, never mind. Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say like maybe I have a lower opinion of the Force Awakens just because if I'm comparing it to that, like I'm gonna have I think a much higher expectations of the Last Jedi because I love the Force Awakens for what it was, but again, it didn't exactly have that originality cap. Like because it was pulling and that is a little bit of criticism that people hit that movie too hard for it, but I do understand that it did take from this and that. Because J.J. Abrams didn't want to set this new trilogy in a path that he wasn't even going to carry the torch through. So I understand why it was done, but still, like, I mean, as a fan, it was a great movie. But still, like, you would have wanted to see a little bit
Just
more.
call the blind, no bits.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, you're not trying to be dangerous with it. You're not trying to, really, take it in a certain direction. Kind of like with Rogue One after Force Awakens came out. Rogue One was able to have a little more maneuverability with it. Obviously, within a defined parameters, like, okay, this has got to happen, this has got to happen, this has got to happen. But with inside that, you can have a little fun with it. With Force Awakens, I don't feel like Abrams really took that direction with it because, again, he didn't want to set the next two movies in a direction that they didn't want to take it with. I mean, kind of like how Rian Johnson fixed Kylo Ren's scar because he thought the scar at the end of Episode 7 was too, silly looking. Yeah, and the scar he has now, primo, man.
I just don't want every villain to have a scar across the eye.
No, but he
That's not original anymore, man. It's like
it's not original,
I want it to be original.
But who else had a scar very similar to this one?
Anakin.
Exactly. And who does he want to become?
Anakin.
That scar really came about when he just become Vader.
Yeah, but
So he's more so donning that role.
I just can't.
Fight me, bro.
I hate him. Like purposely move. Let me get that. Yeah, get the scar. And be like,
Well, I heard
Well, no, that's not what they fixed it. It's because the scar itself, because it was like doing this number. That doesn't really make sense.
like he wanted.
He's gonna have a scar.
He wanted to get hit there. So
No, that doesn't have anything to do with it.
That's what you make it sound like. You want to be
No.
like Anakin.
No, it's just
It
that
sounds
Rian
silly.
Johnson didn't like the scar that
I
was
get
put
what
in
you're coming
place. Like, I mean, I understand what you're trying to say. Not what you're trying to say, what you're actually saying.
Yeah.
But it's not about just shifting the scar because it looks cool. It's not about shifting the scar. He went in a certain direction. The fact is that he was going to have a scar, and the one in Episode 7 wasn't up to par with Rian Johnson's imagery for it. So he changed it, the location of it, just so it made more sense to him. And also, in this sense, I think it makes it a little bit more menacing. Mm-hmm. But it also kind of, maybe it is a homage to Anakin's scar. But I don't think it was really more like, Kylo Ren, hit me, bro, hit me, come on. I want some face paint that never comes off. No, I don't think it was anything like that, man. You like that? Yeah.
Come on, do it. I want you.
I want to hit it. There's our nod to DC.
Yeah.
I want you to do it.
That scar's gonna, I think, bother me for a while.
Well, does this bother you that Rian Johnson also, instead of having R2D2 and Chewbacca meet up with Luke and Rey at the very end, that he wanted Abrams wanted BB-8 instead of R2D2 there, but Rian Johnson said no, I want R2D2 there
I'm glad.
instead.
Because if R2 is asleep because he's not with Luke,
Yeah, I think
He
R2
wakes
should
up.
Definitely be there.
yeah. So I think Abrams,
Yes.
I think Abrams, made the right choice in succumbing to what Rian Johnson wanted. Because
Yeah, to move
I mean,
forward.
what do you think? If BB-8 went to be, it's not as fulfilling as R2 would have been.
Yeah, I would think R2 too.
Well, because R2 was there when Luke falls to his knees and puts his hand on
Well,
him.
yeah, but that's still up for debate when exactly that happens.
You
Because
look even more puzzled. BB-8 showed up.
you see real close to the background. You see him go, wah, wah. Like, get down here! I'm having a touching moment with my old friend, you asshole.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
I wonder if they'll remaster the scar placement in The Force Awakens.
Luke wanted to show up whenever Han Solo died. I'm sorry, this is like when Han Solo, when Kylo Ren killed Han, Luke didn't like the writing. He wanted to be there for that moment.
Mark Hamill.
I
Luke.
Mark Hamill wanted to be there for that.
I'm glad I didn't. Like, I understand Mark Hamill wanted to be there for it, but I think the writing they did was good. Now, they could have changed the scenario up where it made sense, but I think that's what makes it even more heartfelt
Show up.
is because he should have been there for his friend, but he took it upon himself that I can't be with y'all. I got to go do my own shit and go to seclusion, and that's his failure.
Mark Hamill made it sound pretty sweet. Like the way he said.
No. I'm not saying that's not anything against Mark
That
Hamill.
sounded good. It gave me
But
chills.
I'm saying, like, as Luke Skywalker, like, he made that conscious decision to remove himself, and because of that, he won't be there for the victories of his friends, and he won't be there for the failure of his friends. And because he removed himself, he wasn't able to be there and protect Han Solo, and he died. I'm not saying Han Solo died because Luke wasn't there, but Luke doesn't have that opportunity to get to share that moment with his dying friend.
Kind of like how Yoda went into seclusion, and Obi-Wan went into seclusion, and they waited for Luke, the New Hope. Maybe the Force told Luke to go into seclusion and to wait for the Force to awaken.
That might be true. No. That might be true, but nonetheless, Luke still made that decision, whether it was guided by the Force or not.
Yeah.
So you can't be in two places at once in the sense that you can't remove yourself from everything and then still expect to be there.
Yeah.
For the big things, such as your best friend dying. And I know I'm kind of like attacking Mark Hamill versus the character he portrays, but I think Mark Hamill could have had a better presence in The Force Awakens in itself, but he wasn't. That's not how it is, and I think that kind of takes away from the movie now, because now Han Solo's death is written in, and I don't want that changed. The way the movie was done, I think it could have had more originality points to it, perhaps, but the way it is the way it is, and I'm happy with the way it is, and I don't think we should even really... I'm not saying we shouldn't speculate, but to say that, Luke should have been there, okay, well, Snoke should have been in the movie too.
Physically.
Snoke should have been, physically more in the movie, where we actually see him, not just some phantom of him.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see him in the next one?
Absolutely.
Hopefully, yeah.
There's so many things, talking about his dress and where he's at and this and that, where I don't see how it's possible for him not to be there.
That's where I was confused in The Force Awakens when I first watched it. I was like, I didn't know Snoke. I didn't know who Snoke was.
Man, we don't either.
We still don't know. It's all speculation. Who is this cat? If he's anyone, does he have force powers?
Is he human? Is he not?
Is he not human?
Yeah.
Does he have hold of political power?
He's
Kanan.
Kanan Jarrus?
No.
Yes.
Kanan was too much of a punk.
Bet.
Oh, bet? Yeah. What you want to bet?
Do
What you want to bet, bro?
Do it.
What you want to bet?
Do it.
You want to set up my lineup week one?
You know so much about the Force already?
Huh? He didn't know shit about the Force.
Snoke knows how the Force works.
Snoke knows how the Force works. Oh, I thought you meant Kanan. Kanan knows so much about the Force. Kanan doesn't know hardly anything. It's not his fault.
They made him a master with the Sentinel.
What?
He knows shit.
Kanan may know stuff, but it doesn't mean he knows the Force and that he can even portray the idea of a Jedi.
Maz Kanata knows the Force.
Yeah.
Maz Kanata knows the Force. Yeah.
Okay, now you're gonna give her more credibility because
Did in Kanan? Absolutely, because Maz Kanata. Maz Kanata is also 900 years old.
That's not right.
How is that not right?
Doesn't matter how old she is. Yoda's 900.
Exactly. That's
Darth
my
Vader's
point.
still better than
Is
him.
she's been around. If someone's there for that long and likes the Force or whatever,
But
or is
Darth
interested in
Vader
the
was
Force,
only alive
and
for
then
like
doesn't know about it,
60
then that doesn't make
years.
sense.
He was 60 years old and he's better than a 900-year-old person.
Who?
Darth Vader.
Because he's the chosen one. Duh.
Kanan was chosen by the freaking Sentinel.
Chosen?
In the
Or it wasn't just like, hey bro, you're here. Here, go.
Well, it was around the same time Ezra got his lightsaber that they made Kanan. They made Kanan that Jedi.
Well, that's what I'm saying is it was kind of more or less. I'm not going to say it was all because of that, but it's kind of a lack of availability too. How many Jedi were really walking around at that time? None. Okay, sorry, 2 in seclusion.
That's why they had to do it.
And Ahsoka Tano, but I don't know if you can really count her in this moment because she's kind of here and there, and she's not a Jedi even though
Or they just
she
needed
is a
it for-
Jedi
so they
the
just
way a
needed it
Jedi
for more
should be.
material.
Huh?
So they just needed it for more material. But I feel like they.
What do you think? I mean, I'm kind of accepting of that.
It is what it is.
Like I'm
Kind
not
of like what you said. Like
the
Mark
will
Hamill
of the
couldn't be there.
Force.
They can't change that. Well, you can't change this.
I'm not trying to change it, but
you
what
are.
was the
You're
original? What was the
changing
original
it.
point of saying this? that Kanan was going to be Snoke.
Kanan's-
And I don't think that's the case at all.
Because you're saying that Maz knows more. Maz is
Maybe
more,
Maz Kanata is
more one
Snoke.
with the Force than
Yeah,
Kanan.
right.
That's impossible.
It's not impossible. We don't
It
know
isn't.
much.
You're right. Okay.
We don't know
Okay.
much about Maz right
That's
now
still,
either.
It's still open-ended. But
Maz was so to the point where she was entrusted with holding that lightsaber. She was trusted by Luke.
She wouldn't have asked.
She
She
knew
wouldn't have asked Han who's the girl. I think she would have figured that shit out.
because no. They've actually gone through this. Like there's certain points in that movie where they cut it at a certain point because they thought it was gonna be too revealing to the true identity and the true nature of that. So I don't think we can judge it for the movie in itself because in the movie in itself, during her first flashback scene, or not her first flashback scene, but one of the first scenes of her vision, there's supposed to be a little boy in the corridor, right? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to judge it based solely on what we saw in the movie because we saw things that weren't really perversions of what was supposed to be shown. Like also in the trailer in itself, it shows Maz Kanata handing off the lightsaber to Leia, but that doesn't
See things
happen.
people cannot see.
Okay, let's move on. No
Moving
bets.
No bets.
Hot toys.
Oh, I did my job too well, and I convinced you out of it. Then
No. I was just-
Agree to disagree.
okay.
But what we all agree on is, Tim,
Pal Toys, right? We're gonna go Pal Toys. All right.
Yeah.
So, I just want to give a shout out to Pal Toys. We're working with them today. If you're looking to buy for gifts to give anybody, if it's someone's birthday, you have, or you just want to be nice, be a part of the light side of the force, and give a gift out. Go to www.paltoys.com. You can get 10% off the toys there using the discount code the Force Choke. It's the Force Choke. It's don't put Force Choke. It's the Force Choke. And
One
that's
word.
your discount
One
code.
word.
You get 10% off the toys. So go there.
it's also free
www.
shipping.
Free shipping.
Okay,
too,
free
yeah.
shipping at paltoys.com.
Also, it's POWTOYZ.com.
That's good to know, man. 'Cause I need to-
And of course, after this, we'll put a link on the video, and we'll make an independent post about it. If you're interested in that information, you can go straight to that.
Yeah.
If you're just not hearing about it through this.
Yeah, it's cool. They have Star Wars stuff. They got Marvel stuff, DC stuff. They got anime stuff. They got all kinds of cool things over there. So check them out if you have
And you said they're based out of the UK, right?
they're based out of the UK.
So maybe maybe I can meet one of you guys when I go traveling.
Yes.
That'd be kind of fun. Get a face to
Absolutely.
face.
So yes, head on over to Pow Toys and order some stuff from them. All right. So we hit our 2 o'clock. I don't know if y'all wanted to keep going because we did need to answer some questions from last time about the
We're gonna, is it the Sidious? Fall?
the Sidious fall and
What
burst
time is it?
202.
What were we gonna do about that, though?
I don't know.
Tim?
We had somebody asking about the shirt behind us. We still haven't given it away.
Okay.
Tim?
Yeah. So on the shirt, as far as the shirt goes, there was no winners. We asked just it was for 3 things: like and share the video.
So you're not giving it away, Tim?
So,
that
no.
doesn't sound like side to me, bro.
No winners this time. We can do it on the next video. The shirt is still up for grabs. Again, like and share the video, and you're entered into the drawing for the T-shirt to have a chance at winning that.
Okay. So they need to like and share.
Like and share video.
This video?
This video.
This video. Like and share this video on Facebook.
And even maybe if you can show us that you brought a few more people to the page to like it themselves, maybe we can put some extra points associated to that or something. Like it gets you an extra. Every person you bring gets you an extra name in the drawing.
An extra ticket.
Raffle style.
There you go. Rastafari style. All right. So I hope that answers that question. And last time we talked about Darth Sidious. Palpatine falling to his death. Big old explosion.
I knew she said something about that.
Explosion coming down. We also talked about Boba Fett possibly disintegrating Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. I don't know if we want to cover that next time. We already hit our 2-hour
Yeah.
mark.
We'll cover that next time in the next show.
Yeah. It's because I got some information here. Hopefully we can use some of the other stuff that I incorporated.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? Did you hear?
Andres?
Not really. I don't know.
No? You good?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Tim? You
No.
look like you want to say something.
Yeah, no, that's it for.
Hit me, Tim, hit me.
I'm just looking more forward to more like Mace Windu motherfucker talk.
Yeah?
Motherfucking motherfucker.
Absolutely.
Grab my lightsaber. Which one is it? The one that says motherfucker on it. Oh, sorry, bad motherfucker. That's great, man, that they did that. Pulling that from Pulp Fiction. Did you ever see Pulp Fiction? Okay, he's in there. It's a wonderful movie by Quentin Tarantino. He has a wall, and on the wall it says "bad motherfucker." Well, they took that, and I guess this is more of a Samuel L. Jackson thing, but he actually had that on his lightsaber that he used in the movie.
Oh,
On his lightsaber, it says "bad motherfucker."
that's awesome.
He's like,
Oh my
"Hey, bro, can you grab my lightsaber? Which one is it? The one that says "bad motherfucker."
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll round table real quick. I want to thank everybody for joining, watching the video, listening. This has been another episode of the Force Choke Podcast with Izzy,
Tim.
Micah.
our guest Andres, and myself, Lewis. The council has spoken. That's it.
That's true. Red.
That's where I'm going to end that one.